Physical. I wanna get physical. Oh, hold on, y'all. Good morning. I know some of y'all been up like 6 and 7. I was up a little early, but it took me a minute to get it going. I know some of you might start running to this page. Sunday morning worship with Rico. So I'm trying to work around the little Facebook algorithms. You know they've been hating on you, boys. Uh, so it's still a form of worship. Come on, somebody. 'Cause, I know for the topics, nothing in particular, but I would still want to let you know that if you have not checked out my short story, it's always for sale. So check it out on here. Go ahead and read this, and on the if it's on YouTube, go to the description box. It'll let you know how to pick up my short story. It's called "The Greatest Pain Ever Felt." Conversation with my absent biological father who never wanted to be found. And found out about him by accident at age 22 and met him for the first time in person at age 39. And his question to me was, "Hey, how'd you find me?" I'm like, "Hey, Google Maps, MapQuest." He said, "Well, look, I have to give you an A for effort because I've worked aggressively over the years to prevent you from ever finding me." So, $10 Cash App, Rico the Opinionist, $ Rico the Opinionist, and PayPal if you want to do it that route. But please send me an email address so I can email it right directly to you as soon as you make your payment, because it's in a PDF format. You can put it on your laptop, your desktop, your phone, and just pull it out. You can probably read it while you're in church today. But as an Aquarius-minded fellow, I always have stuff on my mind. Social media, all it does is prompt you to want to share it. And always keep in mind, y'all, when I'm talking, I never come from a place of perfection at all. This pandemic has whoo, but it's okay. I'm on the way back. I'm working on it slowly but surely. Aquarius is a huge procrastinators. We miss out on a whole lot of opportunities because of our procrastination. But yeah, I'm always coming from a place of practice. Every day you're alive, you're practicing. I like to think, I want to believe, I want to encourage that we're practicing to be a better person. That's all. So, due to the fact that I have flaws and I'm an imperfect being, that still doesn't it still does not keep me from or disqualify me from speaking about imperfections. Come on, somebody. That I see in the world. So I got some hallelujahs for you this morning. Shine thy light on me, Heavenly Father. I got some of that for you. So it might be a worship this morning as I stroll. So I can get a little exercise in and do a little exorcising too. Oh my God. Whew, Rico, you own. Yeah, so, but and speaking of the pandemic, uh, I hope that we've all taken advantage of it because, they'll quickly ignore that damn airplane. That's part of being outside. Conrad, good morning, brother. And I hope we're all taking advantage of it. We're doing things that we normally would not do pre-pandemic, COVID, or what have you. Hope we've gotten our practice in on trying to be better. Because I think by the end of this year, beginning of 2022, you know, especially if you have a Republican governor, your state is going to be open up to 100%. And they're doing it across the board. So just be prepared. So uh, we've our day off from life is coming to an end. And a lot of these folks, hey Lynn, what's up? Good morning, sweetheart. A lot of folks, a lot of these Republican governors are trying to get you back out there. And you know what's so funny, y'all? Is how they have the nerve to say, as it relates to the money, the unemployment and the COVID money that's going along with the unemployment. They have the audacity. Now, most of these people, if not 90% of them, more than most of these people who making these statements are, no, as far as politicians, are already multimillionaires. And they're making a statement like, we're not paying people to sit at home and not work. When have you ever worked, governor? When have you ever worked, senator? When have you ever worked, congressman? Get out of here. So, you know what? And if you're paying attention to the news, people are just like over it. You know, people are over it, and people are worrying about their health and their safety. And then most times, a lot of people who are working minimum wage jobs before the pandemic, and now they're making about $3,000 to $4,000 a month off the unemployment and all of that. And you think they're trying to rush back to work? Probably had a little lame behind a lame, terrible supervisor and some folks who work in warehouses and stuff. You think they're trying to rush back to get back to that? Working those 12 to 15-hour shifts? Some people standing on their feet. You think they're rushing to get back to that? I'm telling you, this thing is going to change in America. And if you've been paying attention, a lot of people are flat out just quitting jobs. You know what? Damn all this. I don't have to put up with this. And they are. I think 4.5 million people, I think the last month or so, have literally quit jobs. And they say in the news that they say for better opportunities. People are not playing. And so now they're trying to come up with incentives. But one thing they're not coming up with is more money. You keep on raising these prices and all that. But goddamn it, how about a raise? And then ease up. Ease up on the working conditions. Don't try to work people to death. Even those of us who are in particular professions. One of the reasons I moved away from substance abuse treatment in these treatment centers because of that. It's all right. Do what you got to do. I'm trying to get across here, interfering with people's jobs, right? So, and people are kind of like, trying to take it easy or easier. And then, people aren't being lazy or anything. They're just tired. People are over it. And so in my field of substance abuse, I enjoyed being a social worker since 1996. Shout out to Grambling State University and Adams Hall, where the social work program is located. And I enjoyed I was good at it. I was still good at it if I want to do it. Ezekiel, what's up? I see you chilling with the family, man, in Florida. Watch out there, bud. And so, some people just over the shit. But they have the nerve to try to refer to people as lazy. No, people are tired. They're over it. And so you have to do a little more than you can't shame people back to the jobs. You can't do that. You got to change the conditions. In my field, I still can do something in my field. And that's why, just as the pandemic began, I wrote on my Facebook page, I'm over social work. I'm over being in the field working in these damn jobs. I'm over it. And so can I say if things been good for me? Hell no. Like, damn, sometimes I think, Rico, you might need to get a gig because you got messed up around here. But it's okay. I can be messed up. I don't have any children. I don't have a wife. So I can be cavalier in my attitude about, I ain't finna go to work. Fuck that. But I work a little part-time gig where I think it's safe. But not, not too much. But I know this month, and the summer is coming, and I know I'm working on getting back in, but I really don't want to go back to anybody's 9 to 5. It's just over it. And number two, when you work with clients as a substance abuse counselor or as a social worker in someone's facility or building, be it residential treatment or outpatient, I don't want to deal with the new politics thanks to this new Democratic president. They're really forcing you in these jobs. And even before then, I don't want to have to, I'm doing a therapy group or an education group in somebody else's facility, and some young man comes in dressing like Cyndi Lauper from Madonna from the Like a Virgin video, and I got to damn near mince over my words to make sure I don't call this fool the wrong damn, as they say, pronouns. I don't want to put up with that shit. And if you call him an actual him, you can be called into the clinical director's office for a conversation or possible reprimand. I don't want to do that crap. And I feel badly for those, though, because millions of Americans or people around the world, particularly in this country, we have to, people have to work, shit. And I know that. But why put all this extra on people who have to work to pay their bills and raise their families, and they want to put their kids in particular after school activities and live. But you're gonna put this extra shit on here? Well, it's him, them, they, her, on them, ZKLM. Goddamn, I'm just trying to talk to people about the dangers of using drugs. And I have to be introduced. I'm sorry, interrupted with the foolishness. Hell, it's bad enough you got me writing all these damn notes. Bad enough I got to sit in these boring-ass meetings all day long for those, especially those who live in corporate America trying to move up in middle management. It's bad enough. Now I have to watch my mouth. No, I'm sorry. I know that's the Quaker Oaks, man, but it's a him, they, him, them, they, her, she. Fuck the bullshit. So I am working very hard to come up with my plan. I love my field of substance abuse treatment and mental health. But for my own mental health, for my own intelligence, I'm going to have to come up with a plan. And I've come up with a plan. I'm working it out. I can't seem to get a PPP. I can't seem to get a PPP or an SBA loan, so I'm going to have to work a little part-time gig, something else to raise the money on my own, which is fine. I'll feel better about it, and it's cool. A lot of people have gone into entrepreneurial, what can I say? They've gone into entrepreneurship. I'd say that. Charles Garner, good morning. So, people are just like, damn, all this, because the system is sucking, because they've allowed the LMNOP community to just really just run roughshod over normal thinking people. And I'm going to keep saying it. Hell. See, and it's not about, and I don't believe in these words, homophobia, transphobia, fatphobia. I don't believe in none of that. The only word I believe in is black malephobia, because it's a true phobia in this country. It always has been for the past 500 years. Black malephobia, the hatred of me because of my gender, the hatred of me because of my race. Now it's called heterophobia, the hatred of me because I like pussy. That's what's going on in America. Not that other dumbass shit. Now I got to sit around here and watch a straight up dude with a beard and a mustache, at least a beard and mustache shadow, put on a Farrah Fawcett wig, and put on a Edith Bunker dress, and I got to call this motherfucker a she. I'm not doing that. I'm respectful to all human beings, but what you will not do is try to force me to make a fool out of my brain. I'm not gonna do that. I'm a kid of I was a kid in the 70s. I was a teenager in the 80s, and I was a young adult in the 90s. And meaning in the 70s and 80s, I got to see what real men and real women look like. And real women started in my household. Real woman started with my mother, actual feminine mother. Now you got all this foolishness going on. We act like we're scared to say something about it. So, y'all, let's save the homophobia. Save all it. Don't mean shit to me. You can't make me shut up. So, no, a lot of people are scared to tell the truth because they're afraid of losing. But then I have to question your beliefs. I know Sunday morning, a lot of people at church, I'm finna go there again, especially on a Sunday morning. What are y'all being taught at your church? They tell y'all, because I'm still waiting on the religious black, not the religious right. Because the religious right ain't scared of nobody. They gonna tell the truth. And especially to the LGBTQP, LMNOP, community. They don't give a damn. But the religious black folks, it's like, literally being punked out by this damn community. So anyway, I'm always thinking about, something I can do differently and to come out a little better than when I came into the pandemic. And I hope people are going to therapy. Anybody going to therapy? Counseling? I've always had that on my list to go back. I haven't been more than 25, 30 years, something like that. But we can always use that. That should be, like we go and work out once, twice a week, we should at least go to therapy once a week. Counseling, just to listening to an outside party. I know, because we're around all the people who love us, darling. They're going to always tell us, hey, you all right? Everything's fine. And especially religious, it's all in God's plans. Okay. I need somebody to tell me, no, bro, you tripping. That's not how that goes. But let me show you this way. And how about try it this way? And that's what we need more of. And I'm not here to knock anybody's religious beliefs. I'm just questioning, what are you learning? Because the behavior is not that. Behavior out here in society is not very reflective of what a lot of folks say they believe in. But a lot of stuff that we don't believe in seems to be taking precedence over what I call normal and natural behavior. There's a lot of stuff we just will not address. I don't understand it. Maybe if I get famous one day and get $30 million in my bank account, I don't know what the silence is about. I think people say, or you've noticed that the more people get, the quieter they become. Because I've said often, man, Rico, stop talking about this shit, man, and do what everyone else has done. Keep your head down and shut your mouth and just act like you don't see nothing and get that, as they say now, get that bag. I could do that, I think. If I could do it, I would have done it when I was 15 years old. I would have done it when I was 16 years old. I would have done it when I was 17 years old in high school. And I would have done it in my late teens, early 20s when I was in college. So obviously, I don't possess that gene to stay out of the way, I guess. I keep saying this stuff. I like, goddamn. And every time I say it, like, wow, Reed, come on. I'll tell you. And these days, saying the stuff that Malcolm X said, saying the stuff that Fannie Lou Hammond said, saying the stuff that Medgar Evers said, and all that stuff, these days, shit. In the days of multiculturalism and pretending that whatever is real is not real, was not real is real, shit. And it's like that, and it's unfortunate, because you can't battle this machine. And so that's why I ask people, what is your belief teaching you? And they're not just the Christian church. Hell, you got the so-called Ma'at and Afrocentric conscious people is tripping too. But I've always viewed them as tripping. That's why I've never seen a group of people. This is, those with those African names and yeah, brother, yes, sister, hey, queen, hey, king. But they have the least of everybody. These Christian folks living in some two-story homes around here and got nice cars and going on vacations and shit. These so-called Afrocentric conscious and these so-called black Hebrew Israelites, they around here commandeering motherfuckers' houses. Well, I'm in a solemn state, and I'm in sovereignty, and I have rights to this. Like, man, get out of here. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. You're going to get the police and a SWAT called on your ass. You're going to get taken out of there if they don't shoot you. You're going to be taken to Lakeside or some other mental health facility across the country. So how about this to my conscious folks? Because I'm not anti-locks, I'm not anti-all that, but I am anti-tattoos. I don't give a damn if you got King Tut tattooed on you, ladies. That's ugly. Because even in religious, they say, you should not scribe and put the stamp or all this stuff, mark up your body. It's like showing, being an example of the world. And they still do that anyway. And some of the parents, they let their teen daughters do that. Now I see the sons look just raggedy and stupid, tattoos everywhere, but they're men. But the ones that got tattoos on their face and their neck and stuff of lips and all this kind of stuff, and I don't care if it is your dead mother, your dead grandma and all that who died, it still doesn't make any sense. Because back in the day, they had beautiful silver and gold lockets. You could put a picture of your dead loved one in there. Or they had T-shirts that in memory of. And when now people are scribing and carving stuff all over their bodies, and people like me are supposed to look at you like you got good sense. Maybe we need to be taught how to grieve properly. I've learned over the years that there are a lot of people in this American society don't know how to grieve properly. And to be more specific, in our community, we don't know how to grieve properly. We do a lot of self-destructive things, and people have always done that. But me having been in the field for over 23 years, 24 years, something like that, and learning about grief, learning about depression, learn about addiction and how they all play together. And also my thing is learning the foundation of behaviors. And a lot of us repeating cycles of how we deal with things, right? A lot of us don't know how to grieve properly because we never even heard of the 7 to 10 stages of grief. You can Google that. It'll let you know where you are. Denial, disbelief, anger and all this stuff. And the first thing we go to is self-sabotage. And I've always told my clients, you don't have to self-sabotage to pay tribute to your loved one who's deceased. I'm trying to get my words out, y'all. Y'all forgive me. And we do. Someone who has not had a drink in over a year, and someone who's near and dear to them passes away. They go to the repast and boom, they start drinking the whiskey they passed around. Why'd you do that? I'm sure the person who passed away did not want you to do that. And those of us who are grieving this morning, come on, somebody. Let me teach y'all something. Or just share something. If you're grieving the loss of a loved one, go somewhere and have a seat. And just just chill a minute. And the way you remember them, you remember a lot of times it is a happy time when the last conversation you had with them. And if it was happy, it was something fulfilling, positive. That's how you remember them, even on Christmas, even on the birthdays and all of this. That's how you remember them. This thing about every year when the birthday or a Christmas or some holiday comes up and a person's not there, you go into this deep, deep depression. That's not how that's supposed to work. I understand the first year or so, but every year for the next 20 years, that's something deeper. It's almost like we try to carry on that. It gets to borderline of attention seeking. We have to be careful with that. Because everything can be worked out with a particular conversation and with therapy. It doesn't have to be months of therapy. It can be just brief therapy. Something happens in probably 3 weeks to 4 weeks. But we have to be introduced to options and concepts for how to deal with grief. Another thing is, when the person was alive, what did they wish for you? Did they wish for you happiness? Or did they wish the best for you? Or they wished that you fall off and they wish hell for you? If they wished you happiness, that is your assignment for them. When people die, they don't want you to die with them. They want you to keep living. Because it's something that they wish they could have done. And that's how you're supposed to do this thing. You're not supposed to, die every time an anniversary comes up, emotionally die. You're not disrespecting the dead when you move on with your life. I know there was called particular standards. Let's say if a woman's husband passes away or a man's wife passes away, widow and widower, I think society expects you, and it is an expectation for you to, and they don't expect to see you out there dating the next weekend, or they're going to look at you real crazy. But after about 6 months to a year, they see you out there, they say, you know what, I'm glad. He or she has finally found someone else to fill their void or to make them happy. That's how that goes. And I understand it, but here you are, your husband died in 2000, and you never married, or you never remarried, or never dated again. That's just something else. Now, you say, well, Rico, Dr. King passed away, and Mrs. King, Coretta Scott King, never remarried. But sometimes the standard is so high, we probably can't find anybody. Hey, I'm telling you, he set the standard. But do we know if she actually had what's called a confidant they never spoke about? Like Dr. Betty Shabazz. Y'all don't think she ever had a friend? We'll just leave it at that. Because I know these two ladies were not just alone 30 years after their husbands were murdered. Just like anybody, some people get in their head like, I don't want nobody else for her. I don't want nobody else for him. That's not how it goes, y'all. So that's this kind of stuff I used to teach my clients. So should I decide to go back into substance abuse treatment, it'll be strictly for education stuff like to teach anger, how to deal with anger and have conversations about anger. Uh, a lot of these courts need what's called theft intervention programs. People are stealing out of Walmart. Walmart is the one where they like, man, will y'all stop trying to steal out of Walmart? These people spend millions of dollars on security to make sure they catch you, and they're gonna put you in jail. First, if you ever been caught stealing at Walmart, they take you to the back. I think they give you that little prison workup. They call the cops and have them to, and the cops automatically take you off a lot of times. Even if it wasn't your fault, you may have forgotten to tell them, hey, will you scan this water in the bottom of my basket? They don't care. All they know is to get to the door. I'm sorry. Oh, damn, I forgot about the water. I'm so sorry. But wait a minute. I'm sorry. Security, they trying to steal a 24 pack of the Kroger water. I'm sorry, of the Great Value water. That's right, that's the one. But anyway, so my little morning worship is just stuff I'm just talking about and getting it off my mind and just trying to share my little part in how we could possibly view this ending of the pandemic, which I don't think is ever going to end. Y'all know how the pandemic is actually going to end? The same way, how they propagandize. Let me say this. The way now they're propagandizing those who, let's say, people out there who have not become vaccinated. They have commercials. They have people saying all over the news and radio, like they're the bad people. And I've even read where some restaurants, they're going to start the process or thinking about starting the process of separating their restaurant by tables of those who were vaccinated and those who have not been vaccinated. See, that's how, I'm telling you, talk about divide of society. But before then, people were like, I ain't taking these vaccines. We don't know, but all of a sudden they put about $50 to $100 million into the ad campaign, and all of a sudden now everybody have the nerve to ask you, have you been vaccinated? It's weird. It happened that quickly. So the whole pandemic thing is going to end when they put another $150 million into an ad campaign. Hey, y'all, we're back. They're already doing it, if you notice. They have people going back to Hot Springs, Arkansas. They got people going to, of course, Six Flags around the corners up and stuff. And they got the nightclubs. Some of the nightclubs never closed. If y'all on Instagram or Facebook, you see people partying ass off. This is even back in March of 2020. People partying. I'm like, man, every time I see these videos where people are at the club, it kind of makes me a little nervous. I'm talking about like large crowds, and they're just swaying back and forth. Man, damn. And some of the pictures, people look all sweaty and stuff like they're just like it's a regular night spot. And they're even starting concerts back at the beginning of August for a lot of folks. August, September, October, they're having, and these venues opening back up. So, oh man, it is what it is. But I'm still gonna go at what I call Rico's pace and make it do what it do and keep my mask on when I'm around people. If I'm not around anybody, I just, even when the pandemic was really bad, back last year, March, April, May, June, I was still walking and running, but I was by myself in an empty parking lot with nobody else. And I'm not going to say that I have not been around people. Of course I have. Go to Kroger, Walmart. Have y'all seen some pictures of me? I'm even at a little nice spot. Shout out to Sandaga, by the way, downtown Dallas. Awesome. But I'm still kind of weary about being like, I guess, really confined places. So I'll get over it. And of course, that wasn't necessary. That regular piece of junk. But yeah, I just want to, yeah, I'm just like everybody else in the sense that those who want to keep safe, well, I'm like that, and those who are easing back into it, I'm like that too. And even socially, look, you're going to only do so many crunches and push-ups. And I'm just like any other man, single man out here, want to get back out there and, and see some things. So now when we go back, you'll really appreciate some stuff that you took for granted. And I hope we get to talking to each other. And who knows? After this pandemic is over, and maybe the death of the dating apps, we might actually start walking up to each other again, saying hello. Good, no, because I know we really missed each other during the pandemic, and I hope that people have changed their mind about acting stuck up and acting funny, and they start walking up and say hi, ladies. The videos are going around where they're saying brothers are not talking to you. I'm talking to black folks now. Brothers are not stepping to you that much. Not because they don't, it's because y'all set it up well. Attitude and a lot of our women don't look like they want anybody to say hello to them. This is going according to what I hear people say on social media, and even in real life, but mainly social media because we haven't been around people that much. But even before the pandemic, I'll challenge anybody. Before the pandemic, and probably even now, go to a spot, a brunch or whatever, and see all these women. You're gonna see about 5 women at a table, no man nowhere. And you see the guys over to the side. And you know what's so interesting? Because I'm one of those observers. I'm one of those introverted observers. They call, I guess, an introvert extrovert kind of cat. When I'm out, when I'm not out and about, I like being to myself and chilling and allow my thoughts to flow. But even if I'm in a crowd, I'm still observing a lot of stuff. And it was so interesting that people automatically segregate themselves, even when the music is playing, when the food is popping. We don't talk to each other. I don't know where that came from, how we got set up like that. Y'all can excuse the dog here for a minute. And I got 2 sets of dogs. I walk past. They dog now they're barking at each other, so you don't have to see me. So now they're not the coolest. They distracted each other. Awesome. So I'm saying that people automatically segregate themselves from each other when you get in these spots, right? And so hopefully we've learned from this, and most importantly, I guess also important, I hope we all took exercise seriously. Because I know people saying, shit, you're at home, man, eating and all this. I get that. The first 2 or 3 months, or even up until Thanksgiving of 2020, I get it. But I hope that we at some point join LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, somewhere, Curves for women, or whatever it is, some kind of exercise place, or even at home doing crunches and push-ups, or walking around the neighborhood, running around the neighborhood. Getting back in shape physically as well as mentally. So when this thing is up, we're going to see each other again. I can't wait to see how we act. But also, instead of me waiting to see how we act, I'm going to make sure that I'm participating in the interactions as well. I guess I'm going to try to be the change I want to see, be a model for those to model, and just go out there and have fun. That's the goal. Good morning, Ernest. Good morning. Damn, I ran through a spider web or something. So, but anyway, unless there's any questions, I'll just do my little Sunday morning worship. Just might have came across as a rambling, but I didn't really feel like running. But it's a nice little run because it's got hills and shit. So, anyway, we'll talk again in the future. I think I'll go and get a cool little brunch. Whip up a nice little brunch. I haven't had pancakes in a while. And put a little vanilla extract in it. I don't need but 2. Some people eat like 3 and 4 stack. That's too much. You need just a couple. With a little bit of my Mrs. Butterworth. The best. So, just gonna relax. It's like kind of rainy, but the sun is out. Make it really more humid and stuff. But other than that, hope everyone has a good week. And of course, Derek Hollins, what's up? And I wish I could take live requests, like and like talk to people, but this phone won't allow me to do it for some reason. There are people been trying to get in and talk to me, but I can't. Maybe I need to build on my Instagram, be able to do it over there. But here, I just that's one of the pitfalls of having an old ass phone. So y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed my first or probably future Sunday morning worships with Rico. And don't forget to get my short story if you haven't read it already. Check it out. It's on the page if you want to know how to do it. The $10 cash app is what it is. To $Rico, the opinionist. Please send the email address because it's in PDF format. I can just email it to you. So, but I guess I think I'm done sharing my thoughts. And we'll talk in the future. Y'all be cool. Peace.